Hello there, welcome in to the latest edition of the SAU Baseball Coaches Show. I'm Daniel Gallegos, joined alongside head baseball coach Steve Browning. And Coach, we're here at this Coaches Show. Your team has started to kind of piece some things together. I think your offense has started to click more. The offensive production has gone up. The pitching has stayed solid. It's even gotten a little bit better with some additions of Simpson getting back into the starting rotation on the weekend. Guys like Timothy Buchanan starting to come back and stretching out. Let's go ahead and we'll talk back to last weekend, Arkansas Tech. Games played here. The Friday game, 4-2 loss, unfortunately. The starting pitcher really just weren't able to solve him Friday night, and he did a good job keeping the batters off balance for your lineup. But then you shift the focus from that into Saturday, the doubleheader, and that's really where things turn in the series. And you had an offensive explosion in that first game. Wound up scoring 17 runs off of 19 hits, and you carry that over into the second game of the doubleheader. The offense stays going pretty well. You're able to close out a victory and get the series win, most importantly after dropping the game on Friday. Talk about that bounce back on Saturday.
We talk about, the coaches know this, that game one's always important. Everybody wants to get that first one because then, it's your series to go out and win after that. And, it's unfortunate it didn't happen for us. Their guy did a really good job on the mound. And like I said, we couldn't figure him out. And every time we would try to get something going, he would do a good job, make a pitch when he needed to. And I didn't think Tabor threw the ball that bad. He got a 4-2 loss there. But the challenge that night was to see how they would bounce back the next day, knowing that we would need to, in order to win the series, we'd have to sweep. And we just talked about, think about in your career how many times you've won a doubleheader in your life. And just try to change the focus to, you can do it and try to be positive with them, so like that. They did. They bounced back and did really well. We had good pitching that day. We had good defense, and the bats showed up. And, so to get that win, like I said, and just at home especially, in a tight conference race especially, to come back after losing game one and get a series win was good to see for our guys.
Then you continue your homestand during midweek earlier this week against Harding. You played them earlier in conference play a couple weekends back. You get them in a midweek setting. Again, similar thing. Offense starts off kind of hot, hit a little bit of a lull there. They start chipping back this Harding. But your guys at the back end of the bullpen were able to come out and shut the door and preserve the win, another good midweek win in non-conference in region. What did you see coming out of that? Because again, the offense started off pretty well, hit their lull, but then you were able to still preserve the win.
Well, I think the biggest thing, as you mentioned earlier, we were able to get Timmy Buchanan back out on the mound, extend him to 4 innings, and then also bring Travis Johnson back in behind him. That's kind of been what we've done the last couple of weeks. Start the game with Timmy and then kind of bring Johnson behind him. 2 guys that have been a valuable part of our program the last couple of years and coming back off injury. And I've said this before, when you can get 2 arms that are rested and ready to go at the end of the year, it can be big for you. And so throughout that process, we did start off offensively okay and then hit a lull there and kind of missed out on some opportunities throughout the game. But the good thing to see was when we brought our pitching staff, and when Johnson came in and got in a little trouble, and we got into the bullpen, there were 3 different guys, and they came in and minimized the innings, and that was good to see with those bullpen guys. And then, because, it's Harding had a chance to put a big inning together, and our bullpen came in, minimized it, gave up 1 run here, 1 run there. The good thing is, even at the back end of it, with Fielding coming in, guys got on, and he had to pitch his way out of a jam. At the end of the day, you get a win, you're excited about that, but it was good to see us battle some adversity and hopefully give our guys some confidence. It was close. There were some pressure pitches made, but we got out there with a win, so I think that can do nothing but help us.
This upcoming weekend, another big weekend, not that any of them are any less important the further you go on into the year, but when you look at the matchup, taking on Southeastern Oklahoma at home, the final home regular season games at Walker Stadium, Southeastern is a team that over the last month, maybe month and a half, have been playing some pretty good baseball, particularly in conference play, and that is reflecting the fact that now they're at the top of the conference standings. Some things shook out over the last conference weekend that have kind of tightened the pack, especially at the top. We're 1 game out, I think, in the win and loss column of first place. So taking on Southeastern Oklahoma right now, they're the top team in the conference, a big series. What do you kind of anticipate going in?
It's going to be fun. It's going to be good baseball, and I think it's going to be a lot of intensity involved. You've got 2 teams that traditionally, have been pretty, have been very good programs. Coach Matheny's going to have his guys ready to play. I mean, the guy just got his 1,300th win last weekend. You guys seen a lot of baseball, and so I think it'll be fun. It's going to be exciting. I mean, this is, like I told the guys yesterday, if you can't get up for this, I mean, what are we doing? And you know, you get a chance to play the first place team in the conference, and you get a chance to put yourself in position to possibly be in first after the weekend, depending on how we do and how, you know, obviously how other things shake out. But it's again, it's a huge weekend for us. I'm glad it's at home. It is senior weekend. You know, we get to honor those guys, and hopefully they perform. You know, the seniors perform well, but also the other guys perform well for the seniors to send them out on a good note at home. You know, hopefully we're able to play at home again in a couple weeks, you know, in a different type setting. But right now we'll just concentrate on this weekend and see what happens.
Appreciate it very much for your time again. That's head baseball coach Steve Browning. He and his Mule Riders back at home for one final time in the regular season, playing a 3-game series against Southeastern Oklahoma. The doubleheader will be actually played Friday, beginning at 3 p.m., the single game Saturday at 1 p.m. prior to that Saturday game. As he mentioned, it's going to be the Senior Day celebration. 8 seniors on this year's club that will be honored prior to that game. So be sure to come out and support the Mule Rider baseball team. If not, check MuleRiderAthletics.com for all your pre- and post-game coverage of the weekend series. Coach, we appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you.